Step 5 is size of infestation. As you think about this step, things to consider are which size of infestation is the most important to treat first. Perhaps the smaller infestations will be easiest to control and therefore the highest priority. Now, the first step is to decide how many classes we will use to rank size of infest. So for example, we could divide the data set into 4 classes, labeled as perhaps less than 1 acre, 1 to 2 acres, 2 to 5 acres, greater than 5 acres, etc. Or you can set the number of classes to anything that would naturally fit your data. So we set the number of classes first. Today, because I'm using a small data set, I will set the number of classes to 3. The next step is to run the natural breaks analysis. So then the natural breaks analysis, the SIIPA tool looks at the data we are working with and then finds places where the data naturally groups up, and then it displays the groupings in a small table. So the second part is to go ahead and run the natural breaks analysis. Now that SIIPA has run the natural breaks analysis, we can see how our data looks. You can see the natural breaks analysis, how it broke it into the 3 classes that I had predefined. So class 1, it says, is greater than 21 meters, class 2 is 0.15 to 21 meters, and class 3 is 0 to 0.15 meters. And you can use the natural breaks analysis results from this table and use that to fill in this table here at the bottom. And I can either copy the results in exactly to fill it in this table just exactly how it is, or I can just use this as a starting point and go ahead and set a custom amount. So if I was to copy it exactly, I would say that class 1 is greater than 21.76 meters. So right here I would type in 21.76 in as far as meters, and then the second one is 0 to 15. Here I would put 0.15 meters, and then our table, you can see, is going to match the natural breaks analysis table exactly. Or if I wanted to set it to my own custom parameters, perhaps I want class 1 to be greater than 25 meters. I can set this to 25. And then, so my second category, it could be maybe I want it to be 5 to 25. So it would read that class 1 is greater than 25 meters, class 2 is 5 to 25 meters, and class 3 is 0 to 5 meters. So you can go ahead and set that size of infestation to be anything that makes sense for your data set and what would be the most logical way to organize the data. Once you've set the actual range for the size of infestation, then you assign it a weight. So if you want the smaller infestations to get the higher priority, then down here at the bottom for my 0 to 5 meters, I would change that to a 1 to make it the top of my list. And the medium priority, I could leave it at 5, and then perhaps the biggest infestation, perhaps that's my lowest priority, and so I'd set that to a 9. And I'd also change the description to match the weight. So if 9 is my lowest priority, I would change the description to lowest priority. Medium stays medium, and my weight number 1 would be my highest priority. Once I've set the range, the description, and the weight, then I hit execute.